Dude, it is cold in here. I love this type of year because um, I like being bundled up. I love being bundled up. Oh, the only problem is I work in a facility where it is refrigerated, so I always feel cold. That's the only problem. So yes, I definitely need to find another job, and I am going to be working on that. I'm going to be trying to find multiple jobs because this hasn't panned out for me. But I'm pretty proud of where I've what I've done, considering all the obstacles that have been placed in front of me. But you know, some things just don't work out. Possibly, maybe it will in the future. Who the hell knows? Maybe I come back and things are completely different, and they like release all of the things that hold people back. It makes me wonder if what's weird is like on my Facebook, I don't really use it that much, but I don't get why they show posts of random people. Like, maybe I have to go in there and put, I only want to see posts from friends because I don't want to see all these ads. That's what it is. It's just like full of ads and people I don't even know. Like, I either want to see people I'm following or the people who are my friends. I don't care about random people. And this whole notion of like, oh, this people you may know. Well, dude, if they don't have mutual friends, why are you putting them even on there? Like, I get like the whole mutual friends, but like, why are you recommending people that I don't know? Like, I don't understand, and they don't like you sending friend requests to people you don't know. And then when you go on the dating, like, oh my god, the dating is so broken on there. I say I only want to be in this so many miles, and they only when you do the swiping thing, which I haven't done since I've I deleted it and then made a new one. But when you do the swiping, like you said, you only want to swipe, and it's a strong preference from no one over 15 miles, and then like every single swipe is basically people who live like 60 miles away and above, and it's like, what is wrong with this? I said I only want people in my area. Like, I have to use Tinder for that? I used to use Plenty of Fish, but it's just like, why is there no like dating site that's like worth a damn? That's, okay. Here's an awesome idea for you people who are thinking about creating like a dating site or a connection site. Well, it's not going to be very profitable. I mean, you have to use ads. You want people to stay single, and you want people to date. Well, the whole point of dating is to get into a relationship. So you can't expect a dating site to have it shouldn't be like that's its only primary purpose. Like, there should be an X dating site. There should be a Facebook. There should be like dating sites hooked up onto um, all these social media sites that already have the users on there. Then you can opt in and opt out when you want. Just like, okay, I'm single now, so I'm gonna put my profile into the dating pool, so like it'll show up, or I'll take it out. Like, let me manually do that. I don't get it. So here is my philosophy of why all that 4 minutes of just nonsense. Here's my philosophy of why people shouldn't be having kids unless they are well off. This is where I disagree, and I think that people should be having kids. I think that like people should be having families. But I've said this so many times, is like, this is a degenerate society that don't care about family. It only cares about materialistic things right now, and that's going to change. It's very surface level. Our number one dating app is Tinder. It's like you're just swiping on, so you're not even looking at what they are. You're only looking at what they look like. So you don't even know anything about how they are as a person or anything. So like just swipe is so it's honestly like you should have to read the profile. Like there should be if someone made a dating site, make it like here it is. When when you make a dating site, make it so like you have to read the profile. Don't even show the picture, just like you're reading the profile. And then like you can see like yeah, just about don't even have the picture, just have the profile and then um you can have like a description of what they look like. But like you can search if you don't want people who are overweight. Like they're not gonna show up. So like that's the search on MySpace was on point. You can search people by race, by um if they're single. MySpace was such a good search tool. And in like 15-mile radius, like you can find like all these people. It was so cool, and I'm so surprised that like they don't have those tools now. They don't use like that was like 2007. I was using this technology, um, and we're in like almost 20 years later, and our tech, and it's just weird to see like certain things of tech going backwards or like staying stagnant. You know, like playing Madden, like it should be like the greatest game ever, and everyone should just completely. No one should be saying a bad thing about it, but it's not. It's actually gone backwards. They've taken stuff out. They put stuff in. Okay, whatever. Okay, here's what I wanted to get out. Also, if somebody is to make a dating site, make it like this too. Be able to connect your old schools so people can find people that they used to go to school with. Like when I make a dating site, like you can put like where you worked. So like when you worked, so like it could go back and then find old coworkers you worked with. Like it could go on so many different ways. Um because like if somebody said, okay, I worked at this place at this time, and then they put their profile out there, well, um you might be able to connect with those people that you used to work with or whatever. It would just be easier for AI to go through. If somebody, they would have to put that they worked there too, but that's why we need like a decentralized where we have our own platform where we could put out all the information we want to put out. Like my own basic, it's kind of like a LinkedIn, but it's mine that nobody can ban, um, or whatever. Um, so I can show people like, oh yeah, I've read all these books. I've listened to these types of shows. I kind of do that with my ex, with the following, like who I'm following. I try to put like all the authors I like and all the people that I admire, and then some I don't, obviously, um, like these elites, like Bill Gates or whoever. I just put them on there. But the reason why I am against people just going out and having kids randomly, not being prepared. You have to be very prepared. Like having a kid nowadays is not having a kid nowadays is a luxury. Even getting married's a luxury. So like a regular person like me just going willy-nilly having a kid in this economy, and that what happens is both parents have to work because like you're both poor, so you both have to work just to survive, and hopefully you have a parent or a grandparent that has nothing else to do but watch your kid for you, or you have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for daycare. So like I seen a video, and I don't know if this is real. Who the hell knows? But he put his both of his kids on the screen, and he put a blank sheet up, and he's like, spell these words, and he started out with philosophy, and they started out like I probably can't even spell philosophy right. Like I'm not that great of a speller. I know what words, what they kind of, I know what most words kind of are. So like I know Like I use a spell checker a lot. So they started it with a F, and then he's like spell cute, and then instead of like CUTE, he spelt it with a Q. UTE, and then they said two, and then he just wrote the two. Like they were like twins or brothers or something. And I don't know if this was fake. I don't know if like they did this on intentionally, if it's satire, but like they're basically illiterate and they're high school kids. If you should be able to spell word like easy, at least like be able to know what they start with. If you don't even, that's why it kind of seemed like it was like a fake video, because like if you don't even, I don't know, maybe it was real, but um they're not learning. They're like illiterate. Like some kids are actually illiterate. Like if you're illiterate, how are you going to be able to function when you come out here? I don't get that, man. I don't get that. And that's what I'm saying is like, you have to be well off to have kids in America so you can have one parent stay home with the kids. Whatever your circumstance is, man. Whatever your circumstance is. If you want to be a stay-at-home dad, if you're a gay couple, you need a parent, one parent to be home with the kid or kids, so they feel like they don't feel abandoned. Okay, so they don't feel abandoned. So you don't just have strangers being like around. You don't want other kids that you don't know. Like you don't know if these kids that have had like they've been sexually abused or something, and like they do that to your kid. You don't know. So like you don't want your kids around like strange kids. You want your kids around familiar people. They have to be around. It's best to have them around family and like trusted friends with like kids around the same age, so like they can just end up being good friends. But they have to have the same environment. They have to go to the same schools. Like this is where I made mistakes moving around. They have to go to the same school. They have to live in the same house. Be around the same people. It has to be the same, because it has to be a stable environment where you have two parents providing a good environment so the kids have a good emotional upbringing. So they don't have to be up. They don't have these mental illnesses that they're with. Like, why is mental illness so bad? Because of like look at the divorce rate, man. It's the broken homes. It's the lack of the support systems. That's what it is. The lack of the family. Everything is so surface level nowadays. People are so shallow. People are shallow as hell right now. It's like gotten really bad. People who shouldn't be. I bet you, me, a poor person, if I was to go ahead and take all my debts and my assets and everything, and I was to go to one of these people who look like they got money, and they're making more money than me, and you do the same with them, I bet you I'm ahead of them. But that you can't see that because I'm frugal. I'm not materialistic. I don't need the newest, greatest things. Like, I'm fine with hand-me-downs, used stuff. But yeah, like, kids, they need a good support system, man, and that's the thing. And you don't want to rely on these schools. You want to homeschool your kids, so you need a stay-at-home parent for that. That is a full-time job. That parent shouldn't have to worry about bills or anything like that. If they want to, then cool. Then they can have like whatever. Like they negotiate as a team. It's their rules. Like it's not the same for everybody. There could be different like social dynamics when it comes to masculinity and femininity roles in the relationship. So like hypothetically, like I'm not gonna be like fixing cars and stuff because I can do a little bit, but like I'm not gonna go full out like I'm going to repair this. Like I'm cool folding some laundry. I'm cool doing that chore. Well, maybe she's good at remodeling a bathroom. I don't know. I don't know. I never remodeled a bathroom. Like, dude, you have to figure it out. The primary thing is like she has to trust your lead. She has to trust your value. Um, and a lot of guys, they haven't really, like, honestly, like they don't feel like it. They don't feel like gaining the value because it's for what? For somebody that has had an OnlyFans. Like, who wants to have a kid with somebody that's had an OnlyFans? That would be absolutely, even if you homeschool your kid, like your family probably is disgusted with you, so you're not going to have that support. And then, like, I can't imagine that. That would be so horrible, like, to know that your family has that type of stuff out there like that. Somebody that I would like, I would completely distance myself from my family. I've distanced myself from my family for way less than that. I would definitely like, uh, don't ever talk to me again. um so yeah, like we need to have people shouldn't just be having kids because they want future slaves. No, we want more people. Yes, we want more people. Well, we have to provide the environment that's a good family environment for them to want to raise their kids in. And this isn't. This is, dude. We're about to. We were so close to coming to a nuclear annihilation, to a civil war. Like, people don't understand. Like, Trump was almost killed. Do you understand the ramifications if his head didn't move? We would have had Nikki Haley. It would have been Kamala would have won. Like, I would probably wouldn't even vote it, honestly. And then they would have just had their way. It probably would have been like a blue wave, honestly. If Trump was murdered, you probably wouldn't see any MAGA people voting, and you would have seen a complete blue wave. He didn't have a vice president, so even also, like, if he had a vice president at that time, and I was like saying, like, I was thinking, like, dude, why don't you have a vice president yet, man? Just name him. You need somebody. And he could, if he was murdered, if he had a vice president at that time, he could take over and but who would have taken over? Vivek already dropped out. Like, I mean, who would have, like, it would have been Nikki Haley. It would have probably been Nikki Haley, but maybe even DeSantis. But I think that you would have had enough MAGA people be like, I'm done. Maybe they would have went out because we don't want complete destruction of our society. That's where we're headed, honestly. Like, if that would have happened, we would have been simulating the 1920s for Germany, and there would have been a rise of a new leader like Hitler. Like, don't get me wrong at all. Like, that's where we're heading. That's where I was like, dude, if this happens, and the Democrats win and they just become tyrannical and do lockdowns and all this crap and totally suppress us, like, I'm going to ruin as many Democrat relationships as I possibly can. And this, because it's all gonna go to shit anyway. So why don't I just, like, these people are the ones that caused it, so I'm going to use my seductive skills, and I'm just gonna try to destroy, like. But now it's like, no, we won, cool. I've never been in that. I never wanted to be like that anyway. I've always avoided wives and all that. I never really had the option anyway. Like, I just I never had it. I never had that. That's what's so weird, is I never had that, like, a woman that's married be like, hey, like throw herself at me. I never had that. So, like, I don't know how I would respond to that. It's kind of weird that that hasn't happened, but I guess that just like how hideous I am, how absolutely hideous I am. That just shows how good my game was, I guess. I just think it's because I come across as intimidating. That's what I think it is. I think people are afraid to approach me and talk to me. Which I always have kind of like a shitty look on my face. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Um, I'm thankful for a lot of things in this life, but there has been a lot of dumb crap. A lot of dumb crap that I've dealt with, and um, just tired of dealing with dumb crap. Like, I know this whole life is dealing with dumb crap, but like, I see people who they deserve to have dumb crap that they have to deal with, and they just seem like they keep on getting missed. They keep on, and they don't have to deal with that. And it's like, kind of like, okay, so you're just gonna keep hitting the people who have already went through the dumb crap with dumb crap. And then the people, it's kind of like people who join this are immune to suffering anyway. But anyway, so I guess that's it. And I just think that people need to prepare to have a family instead of just like going out kind of like careless like I did. You can't afford to make mistakes in this economy because you will be homeless. It's so easy for a person to become homeless. There's no safety nets. Even losing your job, it's not even your fault. Like, Elon's like, oh, they deserve 2 years severance pay. No, they don't. Fuck them. Like, seriously, if I lose my job, I go on the streets, man. If I go through all my resources. So like these people, 3 months. Okay, you can have 3 months. But maybe maybe he thinks that there's a recession, and also like the reason why he says 2 years, I think too, is because our economy is relying so much on government. Um, yeah, I think that's why he said 2 years. Yeah, because chances are these people won't be able to find jobs right away. And we want like our economy to keep contributing and keep you want money to move. That's what it is. Like, your currency needs to keep moving. It needs to keep going faster and faster. It needs to create energy. So if it's not moving, then it's like Bitcoin is not a currency. That is not a currency. It is not going to be used for a currency. Now, can it be used for a currency? Yes, but not like an everyday transactional currency. It's not fast moving. It moves faster than our current banking system, but it does not move fast, and it costs a lot of money to move. So like, there's a lot of fees. So what we need is a fast moving currency with really, really small fees that we don't even feel. We can't even, like, we don't even know about it. Just like a little tiny one that we don't even, like, you don't even feel. Just like, yeah, it's just like such a small number that they take off of you. You don't even know. But we have to, like, okay, like our dollar. I'm thinking like what we should do is end the Fed and the IRS and just create our own currency. Like, why are we continually using this system by the Fed, a private bank? It doesn't make any sense. We can issue our own currency and not be charged interest. And that's where we have so much debt. We can't be paying $1 trillion a year on just the interest on the debt. We can't be doing that. That's too much. So we're going to have to cut. And if they can cut, like, if we can produce 4 trillion a year as a country, around that, and we can cut our overspending by 2 trillion to at least match what we have, um, so we can actually pay our bills. Well, if we can end the Fed and end the IRS, so we have no income tax, um, that transaction for that currency could be the tax. That could be um, the little federal tax that you get um, added. So it's like they can get a federal tax, and then like possibly the state could do a little bit too. Like, well, you have to pay a state tax anyway for the sales tax. So like just a smidgen. Um, you can barely even see it added to our current like sales tax system. We won't have any income tax anymore. So like you don't have to worry about IRS. You don't have to worry about going to having someone do your taxes anymore. Screw all that. I hate having to do that. Like it's just a constant thing. I always have to do something. I always have to get registered. I have to do this. Like I don't want to do this shit. I don't want to say like, dude, I don't want to do my taxes. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Like I have to sit here all year and save all the receipts, save all this stuff so I can, like, dude, just get rid of it, man. And we'll have like a national sales tax. So regular people like me don't have to think about it. I guarantee if you went to all these working people, they'd be like, yeah, I don't like having to freaking do my taxes. It's stressful. I have to make an appointment or I have to do it myself or whatever. It's just like, I don't want to have to think about it all every year, man. It's so dumb. Maybe every 5 years or something. Like, audit me every 5 years. I don't know. It's so dumb. Anyway, so we get rid of both, and then like maybe we can start actually like saving money if if we issue our own currency. Just say like just tell the Federal Reserve to go fuck themselves. Like just go. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do about it? Oh, you owe us a bunch of... No, we don't owe you shit. You can go fuck yourself. What are you going to do about it, New World Order? What are you going to do? There ain't shit you can do. Unfortunately, I think we're going to probably need Congress and the Senate to abolish it. So I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. So I guess I'll cut where they can cut, but... yeah, we have to make an environmentally friendly place for families to thrive in, for people to want to have kids. When you work a job, you should feel like you're accomplishing something. You shouldn't feel like you're just like giving everything away because of inflation, because of like high taxes. It's like, I can't save nothing, dude. I can't. My health insurance is worthless. Everything is like, what do you provide for me? What does this job provide for me? Because I can't pay my bills. It doesn't provide health insurance. They might pay the same as they did before, like what percentage, but health insurance is so expensive. It's just like we need to reform the health care. It's absolutely absurd. The prices are absolutely absurd. So like people need to get healthier. That's the problem. We shouldn't have to be going to the doctors all the time. Some people, yes, they have, but like if we were healthier as a society, not obese. Obesity is a huge thing with the diabetes. Perhaps people should look into intermittent fasting. I mean, I'm not saying like consult your doctor, always consult your doctor, but like intermittent fasting I think has boosted my immune system. And you fast when you sleep, so if you sleep for 8 hours, like you're fast, it's not like you're waking up and eating. You don't have to eat all the time. Now maybe some people's bodies, when it comes to like diabetes, yeah, they have the first diabetes 1 or whatever, but and they have to, that's them. But like I think that the number 2 is like the more reversible one, and it's not as harsh as the number 1, diabetes. forgot how they say it, but anyway. But yeah, it's just like we need to be more healthier. If people were more healthier, then they wouldn't have to go to the doctor. I gotta cut this off.